Hi everybody, thank you so much for being here with me again today. If you're new here, my name is Suze and I'm a divine feminine energy healer and guide. I am really excited to talk to you guys today. Let's talk about self-worth, or as I like to say, self-value. I don't know why, the word value to me feels so much more powerful than worth. And I don't know why. I have resistance to the word worth. Maybe I should look at that. I don't really care in this moment. In this moment, I am excited to talk about self-value, right? Value, self-worth, because this is something that I have been unfolding for years and years and years and years and years, like years, okay? This has been, you might want to call it a thorn in my side of I've been trying to unravel this whole puzzle of self-worth, self-value for a long time. You know, on my website, when I first started creating my second website, actually, I was going through rebranding and redoing a whole lot of things. And my second website, there was a period of time where I was doing a lot of blogging, and all that writing was really therapeutic for me. I've always had a love affair for words and for writing. And so doing all that blogging really helped me feel seen, and it was really powerful for me at that time. I'm really loving the world of video right now, obviously here on YouTube, but I did go through that phase of blogging. And in that blogging, I remember doing a few blogs on self-worth. And it's kind of funny because I can kind of vaguely remember the energetic state that I was in when I was doing those blogs around self-worth. And now, being where I am now, it's interesting to see how my perspective on self-worth, self-value has even changed and expanded and grown even from back then. And when I was talking about it back then, that had been a space of growth and expansion from how I had previously defined that energy and the concept and the state of being, that I had defined it even before that. So this has been a progressive journey for me for many, many years around the idea of what is self-worth? How do we embody self-worth? How do I know I'm in a space of self-worth? And you know, what are the guidelines and the clues and the ins and the outs of all of this? And along that path, I had a moment of confusion. And the reason why I'm bringing this subject up today is because I'm seeing potential echoes of this confusion here on my channel in some of the comments. And I so appreciate and value those of you who are brave enough and open enough and transparent and vulnerable to trust me with your comments here. They are so valuable to me to help me see where I could communicate things more clearly, or maybe I have been confusing, or maybe where I need to go back and redefine something so that we can all be on the same page moving forward. Because clarity, the lack of confusion, which is clarity, to me is like the very first step in anything with growth. The clarity, the light bulb moment, the epiphany, in my experience, that's the thing that comes first. The perspective shift of, oh, I never saw it that way, or, oh, that really hit me deeply, so that I can really feel it and I can really see it in a deep way. When you have those big click moments, the clarity, that's when it starts to go from head knowledge of like, yeah, I know that thing in my head, logically, intelligently, that thing makes sense. But when you have that big moment of clarity in the shift where it really hits you, that's a sign that it's moving down into the heart space and you're connecting the head and the heart. And that is where integration, wholeness, harmony, unity of self starts coming together. Healing starts coming together, because healing is union. Healing is coming together. Healing is uniting the head and the heart to then potentially change the course of direction, or change how I decide to do something, or change how I'm going to take action or not take action and surrender, it changes everything. Clarity is the first step. Some people call it awareness, right? The first step is awareness, which is consciousness, which is clarity. So making sure I'm removing any confusion here on this channel is super important to me, and creating a path of clarity for us all to confidently move forward together is very important to me. So back to the idea of self-worth, self-value, being high value, okay? The part that used to confuse me is when you're studying your masculine and feminine aspects. The feminine, it's all about surrender, right? The feminine aspect is about surrendering, non-resistance to what is, radical acceptance to what is, just being freely with what is, and holding strong to the vision of what's coming down the way, and trusting in that co-creative process with the divine, trusting that the things that I desire are coming for me. That makes me kind of think, I have a crystal tray here on my desk, and I have this one little tea tag that's sitting propped up with my crystals, and it says, what belongs to you shall come to you. That is very feminine energy, you know? And so in manifestation, there's much talk of that, right? Attracting in, magnetizing in, manifesting in the things that you want. That idea of what belongs to you shall come to you, right? And then on the other hand, there's the masculine. And the masculine is clearly just as important as the feminine. They have to, again, work together. It's coming together. And the masculine is the doing. Masculine is the taking of the action. Masculine is anything that is an output of energy. I am speaking to you all right now. I am in the masculine of speaking energy out into the world to spread my message out to the world to help whoever needs to hear this message at this time. When I'm working, I'm in my masculine. When I am parenting my children, I am in my masculine. Parenting itself is masculine energy. When I am doing anything like that, of the output of energy, being in service, providing my services to other people, is the masculine, which clearly is very important as well. So there was a period of time where I got a little bit confused with myself, and I'm like, well, how do we do this whole thing? How does it all play out? Like, when do I do, right? And when do I surrender? When am I supposed to just be resting and letting the thing come into me? And when am I going after the thing that I want, right? And this can be particularly confusing to women who are like me, or anyone who's gone through the majority of your life before you awoke to the journey that you're on currently now, and you probably are on it if you're still here listening to me, where I came from a background of being in the wounded masculine the majority of my life, where I was always working really hard, like having that like hustle energy. This has to happen. If I just exert more force, more energy, if I just push this thing, or if I strategize better, or I plan better and really make this thing happen, I analyze it, I overthink it, I overplan it, I over strategize. That's the wounded masculine, right? And it's exhausting. And it will cause burnout. It will cause resentment. It will bring depression. It will probably cause your physical body to start to fall apart, as it did with me. All of that. All of those things happened to me. And that's what led me to this place of being like, oh wait, there's a feminine way to do things too. Oh, there's a feminine aspect in me that I have completely shut down and ignored for most of my life. Sorry, I was getting a notification there, and I know that makes my phone wobble. Sorry, everybody. So coming back to the idea of self-worth, This is something super, super, super duper important. And I'm going to be expanding on the energetics of this moving forward. This video I've already gone on, rattled away for 10 minutes. So I will be creating more about this. But let me create this point of clarity, this seed of clarity right here. If you understand that the masculine energy in a state of high value, high self-worth, the masculine will be clear and decisive about going after what he wants. And when I say he, I'm not necessarily speaking to a gender of a man or a woman physical body. I am saying he energetically in the masculine energy. So this could potentially be me as well. Because here's the thing, the masculine energy, when it is in a state of high self-worth, high value, the high value comes into a deep knowing that I am good enough, I am capable enough, I can have this thing that I have decided, decisively and clearly decided that I want. And so I am going to go get it. Now, here's the thing. The healed masculine end of that is that when I say I'm gonna go get it, I just saw 1144 by the way, I'm gonna go get it. It is not in a wounded masculine way. It is in a healthy, healed, divine masculine way, which means when I'm saying I know what I want and I am good enough, capable enough, and I'm gonna go get it, it's going to be with gentleness, with stability, with integrity, with honesty, with consistency and clarity. So it's going to be in a more calm way. It's not going to be forceful. It's not going to be aggressive. It's not going to be overbearing. It's not going to be forcing, not going to be overwhelming. It's going to be clear, concise, solid, calm, quietly confident, taking action steps, one foot after the other, consistently, clearly, honestly, with integrity, step by step, moving myself with one action after the other to get myself to that thing I have decided I want and I'm good enough and capable of having. That's the masculine. Now, the feminine, in the space of high value, high self-worth, she is the opposite. She understands that I am here, sitting here, calmly holding myself and my value. I see, I validate, I know, I feel my own high value, which shows up as high standards. And I'm willing to sit here calmly and patiently and with much joy with myself, with bliss by myself, with contentment and satisfaction and fulfillment of my own love and value and worth. I'm going to sit here relaxed and reveling in all of this love and value and fulfillment and satisfaction in my own cup of love. And I sit here holding space, which I'm going to use this word. I don't like this word, but I can't think of another word that fits more appropriately the energetic state. But it looks like you're waiting. And I don't like that word because there's a connotation undertone of the word wait that you're waiting and something's missing and something's lacking, and you're wishing something was here, and that's not how I mean it. But in our physical reality, words are limited, and that's the only word I have. It's the art of the wait, right? The art of the wait, where you're sitting blissed out, as I like to say. You're sitting blissed out, knowing that the masculine energy that sees you and values you the way you value yourself will come towards you. And there's nothing that you necessarily have to do. It's more of a state of being and allowing. It's that Empress energy. I'm here in all my glory, and I trust because I am co-creating with the divine, my intuitive self. I am resting in the arms of the divine. I am being held in the arms of the divine. And when I am truly ready, I know that the divine will bring to me a masculine who will come towards me, who will be that masculine of seeing me and taking decisive, clear action towards me, and I will be here to receive. And that is how the high value feminine energy does not chase, because she doesn't need to. She knows that when she is really truly seen and valued, it will be picked up on, and she will be pursued in a way. And again, I'm using that word pursue loosely. There's some connotations to it that I don't like, but I hope you understand what I mean here. I trust that you do. So that is the difference. And this is why identity, like I said in the video on Saturday, this past Saturday, if you didn't see it, please go check that out, because I asked for some feedback and some comments from my viewers here, my beautiful souls, my viewers here. This is why identity is super important. You get to choose what identity you want to step into for yourself. That is entirely your free will as a soul on this planet. You get to decide what identity you want to step into and you want to be. Where do you feel most authentic? But we do live in a 3D human reality world. We're anchored in these physical bodies in a physical reality. And so it is necessary to have an identity of, am I identifying as a divine feminine or a divine masculine, to then know how I show up in the physical world. And that's not denying or minimizing the other side. For instance, I identify as being a divine feminine, but that is not dismissing or minimizing or invalidating my internal masculine. And I'll get more into this in later videos. I'll get more into that. I have both internally, energetically inside of me. And when they are healed and working together, that is when I am whole and sovereign and my most powerful, aligned, authentic self. But in this physical reality, I get to choose how I want to show up, how I identify, what sense of ego I have. And again, I don't mean the shadow, dark side of the ego. I'm talking identity of recognizing I am human and spirit. And in my human self, I get to decide how I want to identify myself. I get to decide that. Identity is ego. So ego isn't necessarily bad. It can be, but it's also necessary to move through this world and to make decisions and to decide what is good for me and what is not good for me, what is aligned with me and what is not aligned for me, where am I going, what am I leaving behind, what am I bringing forward with me. You have to have some parameters of identity. And again, it has nothing to do with your physical body as far as your gender. This is an energetic identity so that I can move forward as a human in this world. I hope that makes sense. I'll be breaking this down more moving forward as well, I promise. Thank you again for those of you who listened to me through this whole thing. If this is really resonating for you, or if this is causing any confusion for you, please, I really, 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 really invite you to go back, listen to Saturday's video, because it was kind of an introduction into the discussion today. And like I said, I'm really looking for some feedback in the comments from my beautiful viewers here. Thank you so much for being here with me, and enjoy the rest of your day.